I'm going to discuss how to factor quadratic trinomials that start with x squared. So our big idea today is that our final answer should hopefully look like x plus some number times x plus some other number. And so when I multiply that all out, x times x gets me x squared. X times m gets me mx. N times x gets me nx. And n times m gets me nm. Now, these middle terms are like terms, so we can combine them by factoring out the x, which is going to leave me with m in the first term and n in the second term. And I can copy the nm at the end. So, what is this telling me? These two numbers that I started with next to the x's, well, the middle number times the x is going to be whatever I get when I add those numbers, the sum, and the final number is going to be whatever I get when I multiply those numbers, the product. So if I want to get from something that looks like this to something that looks like this, I will need to find a pair of numbers, n and m, that add up to 2 and multiply to negative 15. Many people organize their work using an X and call it a diamond problem. You don't need to, but I'm going to show my work. So we put the number that they multiply up on top and the number that they need to add to down on the bottom. And so I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 15 and add up to 2. So since I'm multiplying to a negative, one of them will be positive and the other one will be negative. And in this case, it's 5 and 3. Because positive 5 times negative 3 is going to get me to negative 15. And positive 5 plus negative 3 is going to get me down to 2. So what does that tell us? It tells us that our final answer here is going to be x plus 5 times x minus 3. Now, if we wanted to check whether that answer was correct, I can just do out the distributing problem. X times x gets me x squared, x times negative 3 minus 3x, 5 times x plus 5x, 5 times minus 3 minus 15. If I combine like terms, I get x squared minus 2x, x squared plus 2x minus 15, which is exactly what I started with. So I know that I have factored this correctly. Let's try it again. Again, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply up to that last number and add up to that middle number. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to positive 4, so I know they have the same sign because I'm multiplying to a positive. Add up to negative 5, so I know if they have the same sign and they're adding to a negative, they'll both be negative. In this case, 1 and 4 will get us to a sum of negative 5 and a product of positive 4. So my final answer is going to be x minus 1 times x minus